Hey guys, so I just thought I would also send a video. It seems to be the best way of explaining and getting out what we're trying to do and the aim of the Enduro series for this year. I think for the most part it's understood. Obviously Will sent out an awesome video explaining the national classes and the differences, and his obviously excitement in the series, which is great. But I think just to further add on to a few things is a big debate has been around the masters and seniors, and you know, when it comes down to the commission level and when we make decisions, we can't make decisions on, you know, the phone call of one or two people or what the comments are, or we will race. We have to go on what has happened in the past versus what we think the best decision will be going forward. So if you look at Masters, there was 2 entries last year in the whole series. So two competitors competed in that class throughout all the rounds in Extreme, which is now called Hard Enduro. And in saying that, the 2 years prior to that, they also didn't make championship class numbers. So when we look at it to make a new decision, it's a pretty simple decision, because we see, okay, what's the best way to try and involve these guys that still want to race, but they know they're not going to get a national title. So that way is to create the E3 class, which we did, which allows them to race with the seniors, which is people over 36. Yes, a 36-year-old and a 50-year-old is probably not fair competition, but the reality is we haven't seen the numbers. Even if there are the riders in national enduro, we haven't seen those numbers. We do feel that what we're doing and the change that we're making will be sort of better for the sport, and that guys will enter. So we did make provision to change that. Should we get to round 1 and there is enough riders to enough riders to split between seniors and masters, we'll do so, and make that 2 national titles classes. But that is purely for traditional enduro. In hard enduro, the reason that it was taken to make national titles only gold, silver and bronze is because that is the standard of hard enduro around the world. You know, when there was talks and that information was released to this group, that there was talks of no hard enduro being done in South Africa and just a traditional enduro series, there was big sort of backlash saying that we need to follow the world, and hard enduro is where the world's going to in terms of enduro racing, and how can we not have that for our athletes, etc., etc. Now we are, and we're conforming to what world enduro is. If you go to any, or hard enduro, if you go to any of those races, it's gold, silver and bronze. There's no distinction between a junior, a 250, a 500, a senior, a master. If you want to race, you can race, and that's why there is silver and bronze, because they've realized that obviously no one can compete with you know, not everyone can compete in a gold standard class. So that's why there is silver and bronze with different track levels, and it allows, you know, 50-year-olds to compete as well as 12-year-olds. So that's why that decision was taken. In terms of the series, it's quite simple. I think Will explained it pretty well. From a national point of view, when you get to a traditional enduro event, you will have to enter E1, E2, E3, high school or Pro 85, and this is, I'm only talking about national classes at the moment. And when you enter that, you will also enter, if you are going to cross ride into a hard enduro series, or the hard enduro leg, you will have to select what class you will be entering there. So for instance, if you're an E1 rider and you know you're going to enter silver in hard enduro, you will enter E1 for traditional enduro as a national title class, and you will enter the silver pool, which means in traditional enduro, in that race, you will score E1 points for your national title, and you will score silver points against everybody else who is selected to ride in the silver pool. Those points will be taken, as well as your result in the silver hard enduro leg, and be added towards the Enduro Series Cup. At the end of that, we will get gold, the gold cup, the silver cup, and the bronze cup. And those will be hopefully rewarded with monetary value. So that's how that works. It's 6 weekends. The 2 impies are included, which makes it easier for everybody, which are both double headers. There's another 4 weekends that you got to get to, and you can compete in either a gold, silver, bronze hard enduro championship, or an E1, E2, E3 high school or Pro 85 traditional enduro championship, as well as a gold, silver and bronze cup. So that's how that's going to work, and we're pretty excited about that. Then in terms of the numbers, because we all know that the numbers do not come from national competitors, they come from club, interprovincial, regional, things like that. So underneath all of this national status, the big guys, there will be, and we don't have to conform to the same thing. That's what I was saying the other day to Steve Ayres, who was contacting me. In hard enduro, underneath that, at club level, we can create a masters class or an interprovincial class. We can create a junior class. We can create E1, E2 again. Underneath that, as long as it conforms, so we can still also get a club level cup champion for the whole series and an interprovincial champion. So those we are not too concerned about. We will be able to make room for guys who want to race, that want to compete in the relevant fields at club and regional, interprovincial level. But unfortunately at national level, that's what we've decided to do, and that is the way it's going to be. So yeah, we all put in a lot of effort. You know, the enduro community is quite quite harsh in terms of their opinions, their thoughts, and that's great. If that harshness and that passion turns into actual coming to the races and supporting them, that'll give us drive to give back to you guys and push more, listen more, understand more. At the end of the day, all this racing is for the riders. So we are trying our best, and we plead to you guys to just understand that without actually entering and getting to the races, there's no way for us to base anything on, or we may make the wrong decisions because we are basing it off numbers and off the guys who actually race. So yeah, we look forward to hosting you guys at Heidelberg, round 1 of the hard enduro leg on the 11th of March. Get your licenses, continue to keep up the chat and the convo, and we'll see you guys there.